Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, teman-teman semua. Welcome to the online invitation of Aalto-ITB Executive MBA in Indonesia. Okay, please feel free. This is going to be like a very informal, casual, and very relaxed invitation. So please feel free to open your video cam so we can see each other. Uh, yes, thank you so much, Mbak Yuli. I have with you, Vera. Thank you so much. And the others, if you feel free to open your video cam and then we can talk later about the program. Please introduce me. I'm Gita as the admission committee for this program. And joining me as the speakers, of course, I'm not alone. Okay. So joining me as a speakers, I have Dr. Yosunitioso as our head of the MBA ITB Jakarta program. Selamat malam, good evening, Pak Yos.
Hi, Maham. Good evening. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you so much. And also, I have with me the Executive Director for Asia Pacific Aalto Executive Education with Pak Yuka Mayanen. I pronounce it correctly. And your name?
Excellent, Gita. Well done, well done.
Selamat malam, Yuka. So you're in Singapore now, yeah?
Indeed, I am Singapore. I live here and I have lived in Singapore for a very long time. I'm originally from Finland, but I've been here for almost 30 years.
Oh, okay. And also you should try to live in Jakarta. It's only like
I've been there many times. Yeah,
okay.
many times, but never lived there, unfortunately, no.
Look forward for your visit, perhaps sometime in the future, of course,
Definitely.
here in Jakarta. And also joining me tonight is Miss or Mbak or Kak, yeah, we call it in Bahasa Esther Hun, the program manager of Aalto Executive Education also.
Thank you.
Hello, Esther.
Yes, and welcome from my side as well.
Okay, so Esther, as you can see, Singaporean. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so no arguing on that. Bu Gita, saya hold on. Hold on, I think I've got the. Thank you. Okay, Vera, thank you so much for coming as well. Okay, so we'll be talking a lot on this Aalto-ITB Executive MBA with the speakers. We only have like approximately 1 hour to discuss more about the Aalto-ITB Executive MBA in Indonesia. And the class commencement will be in January 2024. But if you wish to apply for this program, the online registration will be open in September, early September. Okay? If you have questions, please feel free to use our chat box. Yeah, and then later we do have the Q&A session, and then I will read the chat box for your question, or you can ask by yourself. Okay, so let's just start the presentation. Can I have the admission team to help me on the presentation? Good. Thank you so much, Mbak Arisa. Okay, this one is the Aalto-ITB Executive MBA in Indonesia, the first double degree MBA for senior executives. Yeah, this one is the two fast growing schools finally coming together to present this executive MBA in Indonesia, the first double degree for senior executive. Why the first? Because usually when you talk about double degree, it's going to be either sandwich or 1 year here, and 1 year there. So if currently you're working now, I know that as the senior executive, you don't have much time to go abroad for 1 year or even um, one semester there. So we have this arrangement for you. We're going to discuss later on the schedule, and it's very, very friendly for those of you who are currently working. Because in terms of the senior executive, uh, by means that it's going to be a managerial experience, or you can at least have a minimum working experience for 8 years. Okay, so please stay tuned on this presentation because we will talk more, and please feel free to ask more related to this program. Okay, and the next slide, please. Aalto University. Can I have Pak Yuka to explain the Aalto University? Maybe one of our participants still not familiar with Aalto University, and then please, time is yours, Yuka.
Thank you, Gita. Yeah, I only have a couple of slides and I'll try to be quite brief. I'm not going to read the slides. You can do that, but a few words. So Aalto University is one of the major universities in Finland. It's a public university based in Helsinki, but we have an office, and that's where Esther and myself are based, in Singapore for the last 23 years, since year 2000 as well. So the school under this name was established only in 2010, which may sound like a new university, but not really. What happened then, they combined 3 of the best schools in their own areas in Helsinki into one. Helsinki School of Economics, the main technological university in Helsinki, Helsinki University of Technology, and then the School of Arts, Design, and Architecture, which is ranked number 6 in the world, I think, in design. So it's really a top school in its own area. They merged them into one with the idea of provide more cross-disciplinary learning, where we see this trend coming, that it's not only about business, it's not only about the technology and so on. Let's bring them together in a very conscious way. So all these individual schools are more than 100 years old. Reasonably large, over 100,000 alumni, 12,000 full-time participants, about 400 professors, and so on. Interesting fact, fun fact, is that we have in Korea, in South Korea, we have over 4,000 alumni in South Korea alone for Finnish school. We've run an extremely successful EMBA program there since 1995. So if you go to companies like LG Electronics, Samsung, Hynix, etc., there will be plenty of Aalto alumni in there at different management levels, all the way to the top management. So that's interesting. Also in Taiwan, we run an EMBA program for about 20 years now. We have over 2,000 alumni in Taiwan. And we have some in Indonesia. I think Pak Yos will come back to that a little bit later, but we have also alumni there locally. So that's that about this slide. Can you go to the next one? Thank you. So a little bit of how well we're doing. Maybe the most important one on this slide is what you see on the left. We talk about this Triple Crown accreditation, which may not mean anything to you, but as such, but there are various accreditation organizations, AACSB, EMBA, and EQUIS in Europe. We have the accreditation by all 3. And it's worthwhile mentioning that less than 1% of universities in the world have this accreditation, less than 1%. So it's a fairly exclusive club in that sense. And also in Financial Times ranking of executive education, we ranked number 37 this year. Now, to put that into perspective, that puts us into the top 1% also among all schools who are in this area. Among the, if we count ourselves as a new university, but you heard what I say, then we are ranked number 9 in the world. So we're quite doing well in that category as well. And of course, among the top schools in Europe also at the same time. So, so those are some of the notes I wanted to share. Last point I want to say, if you want to if you ask us to describe what is Aalto University like, you know, the culture, what we stand for, is a few keywords are certainly this cross-disciplinary learning. That's very important. We are quite entrepreneurial. Like in Helsinki, the entrepreneurship ecosystem is very strong. Many of the Finnish companies originate from Aalto University. I mean, you may have played Angry Birds, for instance, on your mobile phone or laptops, whatever, at one point. That has strong roots in Aalto University and many other technology companies and so on. We are very international. I think we are the most international school among the Finnish universities by far, and innovative. We do a lot of research. Innovation is one of the key things that we really focus on. So that's a brief introduction to the institution as a whole. Back to you, Gita.
Okay, you got that very, very interesting. Accredited, triple crown accreditation, less than 1% of the business school in the world. That's very, very amazing. Wow, when you said maybe we don't care about the accreditation, it's actually we do care so much on this. So much on this. Everyone was like, oh, have you been accredited as internationally or locally? This one is very, very
It's
top
important.
notch. Yes. And also Aalto, I believe, is a top-notch institution as well. And also, when you mentioned about the South Korea, if we want to enroll this program, so our class is going to be held in South Korea as well for one module. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, and I'm sure that Esther will explain to you on that as well. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, if it is Indonesian, that's also a very, very good reputation. And now it's time for what is the achievements of ITB. Please go ahead, Pak Yo.
Okay, thank you, Gita. And also thank you, Yuka, for sharing about Aalto University. I think when we are talking about ITB, everyone's already knows what is ITB, and also SPM ITB, which being part of ITB since 2003. So, well, as Yuka mentioned, that Aalto has a triple crown accreditation. So we still have one crown here, yeah, which is the AACSB accreditation that we had accomplished in 2021. It was a long process, but we're glad that we are here, yeah, among those 6% of universities or business school in the world that becoming accredited by AACSB. Nationally, we also have accreditation as well. Yeah, we do have the highest one, the excellent accreditation. So again, this is an important part of what's maintaining the quality of education. So in terms of the MBA ITB Jakarta campus, yeah, we are in the Geraha fifth floor. Yeah, we've been here since 2000. Well, in Jakarta since 2007. So well, but 4 years after SPM-ITB established. And in addition to those academic accreditation, we received awards from several institutions or organization, yeah, in terms of the brand, in terms of the improvement Kaizen award, and also in terms of the concerns to sustainability as well that we hear. So those about ITB and also SPM ITB. So next, I'm going to explain a bit on the cooperations, yeah, that we have with Aalto University. And maybe go to next slides here. Yeah. So the Aalto-ITB MBA, Executive MBA, is programs that we designed for those who have experience of at least 8 years. Yeah. So we most well we did have what to say several in the last in 2013 2018 we had also cooperation with Aalto at the time. That's why I can share a bit on later. We share a bit on the alumni of the cooperation between Aalto ITB Executive MBA and these programs is try what to say we aim to get the best of both worlds, yeah, between the Aalto University as well as ITB. And you also have combinations between professors, academician professor, and also practitioners who will be lecturing or what to say educating students in this class. And we have a combination between face-to-face offline learning and live online learning, yeah, and also an overseas studies, yeah, study in the other country like South Korea and Taiwan, yeah, which will be explained later on. So we and the students will be interacting with other students who are coming from many backgrounds, yeah, industrial background. So they will have a strong business networks, yeah, that they can build between them. So there's you can see here one of the alumni, Mr. Jun Sato, who is the CFO of Nissan Incorporation. He was from Japan and he was the students of the programs back in 2013, 2018. So maybe Esther can add some more on what the cooperation between Aalto and ITB.
Sure. And in fact, I mean, earlier on, both Yuka and Gita were talking about Triple Crown, and maybe I make some clarification as here as well, because Aalto-E being Triple Crown accredited, it's something that we work very hard and I'm very proud of. I just want to really highlight that actually this achievement really signifies that we have met the rigorous standards of quality in terms of actually faculty qualification, curriculum, research output, student support, and the overall educational experience. So each of the three accrediting bodies has its own specific criteria for evaluation, and achieving accreditation from all three really demonstrate that we have excelled on a global level, which is why we are really very proud of it. Yeah, and maybe on this slide, I'll just also highlight one more thing, and also when yours talk about our alumni early on. So actually joining this program also means your access to high-class professional and supportive network of both schools as written there, right? Besides your peers, you get to interact with alumni and even other existing participants from both Aalto-EE and SBM-ITB. And of course, not forgetting that upon your graduation, you will also join the extensive alumni network that both schools have. So there are really many good reasons, to why eligible individuals should join this program. But I'll maybe pause here for now, and I'm sure the admission team will be able to explain more in further details. Yeah.
Right. Thank you,
back.
Esther. Right. Thank you, Esther, for adding what I explained. So we move to the modules that will be delivered by SPM ITB as well as Aalto University. Yeah, as you can see here on the left is the module from Aalto University. from personal organizational leadership, service management, marketing, communication, strategic management, and also you can see there are two modules that going to be delivered in another country. Yeah. Well, our plan is to go to South Korea, as mentioned before by Gita, and also to Taiwan. And the other five modules, the first five will be delivered online, yeah, live online through Zoom perhaps or MS Team, yeah, depending on the Aalto, I think as we have here today now. And also the SPM ITB module consists of the core modules that we have for our MBA. Yeah, and that means that when you complete this module, so you will complete the requirements of credits required by Aalto University as well as SPM ITB, yeah, so that you can get a double degree, as we said in the beginning. So it's not like you are going to have to take all the module of Aalto and all the module of SPM ITB in the regular way, but this way you can actually we can accredit. I would say giving credit. We take the credit. You take the Aalto EE in ITB, so that you have enough credit to get EMBA. The same way in that you'll get the EMBA certificates from Aalto where after they also take the what say you finish the module of SPM ITB. So yeah, so that's going to get a double degree fast, rather than you are taking one module with one what to say one module in a sorry one course MBA in ITB and Aalto MBA separately. So double degree is like this. And additionally, and at the SPM ITB, you have the final projects, which is the penultimate of your study, where you want to apply what you learn during the programs on the real problems that you face in your company or in the industry. Yeah.
Okay. Pak Yos,
That's
please,
yes,
I have a
yes,
question or even like
yeah,
clarification or
yeah,
confirmation or
yeah,
whatever that is.
sure,
Okay. So we have for executive MBA program, we have like 14 modules, right?
yep,
Usually we have like 14 modules. So with this arrangement, the 7 modules is going to be conducted by Aalto, as you said. It's going to be online. So
yep,
they don't need to travel
yep,
here and there, except for for a couple of modules that are going to be held in somewhere else.
Yes, and maybe
That's
yeah,
correct.
I can
yeah.
clarify
Maybe
that.
Esther is best person to
Yes.
Sure.
answer that.
Yeah, so indeed, so out of the 7 modules that you see on the slide now,
Mhm.
the first 5 modules will be conducted live online, mostly via Zoom. And then the
Okay.
last 2 modules shown here will be conducted overseas.
Okay. So the innovation management and digital strategy and transportation would be overseas.
Yes,
If they, well, if that's the plan, it's going to be in South Korea and also in Taiwan.
yes, you have reviewed my plan. We
Okay,
will
but
share a little bit more later as well on the schedule structure.
sure. And that's going to be like offline, so the participants need to go there. Okay, but only a couple of days. I think it's going to be like
Yes,
3 days.
so
Am
it
I
will
correct?
remain the same 3 days.
Okay, the remain 3 days. And also for the ITB one, Pak Yos, it is going to be held in the Jakarta campus as
Yes, indeed.
offline,
Yeah,
because at the
yeah,
moment I think ITB will not be having online courses anymore. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
uh, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, teman-teman semua, so it's going to be 14 modules that you got, but the 7 modules will be with Aalto, mostly online, but then the 7 modules with ITB is going to be held in Jakarta campus. Okay, so we can go to the next slide. Yes, I think this one's going to be your job to explain, Esther. Come on.
Yes, sure. Yeah. So, as I think, thanks, Gita, also for clarifying earlier on. And to begin with this slide, perhaps I'll highlight that actually the total length of this program is approximately 18 months. So, with the program starting in January 2024, you can expect to complete the program by June 2025. So both Aalto-IE and ITB modules will happen concurrently during this period. And if we split them into the semester structure that SBM-ITB has, you can see that the modules between Aalto-IE and SBM-ITB is quite even out. So at each semester, you have both Aalto-IE and SBM-ITB modules. We have also spread out the overseas module so that you get to travel for the program when you complete 1/3 and 2/3 of the program respectively. And as Gita and Pak Yos has already reviewed earlier on, the participants from this program will get to attend a module in South Korea and also in Taiwan. And I think also Yuka has mentioned earlier on that, both countries are where we have our existing Aalto Executive MBA program as well. And there are already many alumni in the respective country. So when you attend the program there, you have the opportunity to meet them and of course to understand the country culture more deeply and naturally get the international business network too. So then after completion of the program, you can also choose, this is not in this slide, but I just want to highlight, upon completion of the program, you can also choose to attend your graduation ceremony with SBM-ITB and with Aalto-IE as well, because you're getting a double degree. So with SBM-ITB, I understand the graduation ceremony will be held in Bandung. And as for Aalto-IE, the graduation ceremony is naturally in Finland. And it's usually held, during November, December period. So that would be a perfect time to visit Santa Claus up north in Lapland as well. Yeah, but then, okay, before we go there, let me come back and just go into details. For Aalto-IE modules, as mentioned earlier on, 5 out of the 7 modules will be conducted online via Zoom on one weekend. So starting from Friday and ending on Sunday consecutively. And the time will be from 12:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Jakarta time. As for the face-to-face modules, they will be conducted in South Korea and Taiwan respectively. So one module in each country. As for the ITB modules, it will be conducted face-to-face in Jakarta campus, held over 2 weekends fortnightly. So if you take the module during week 1, then the next session for the same module will be on week 3. And the timing for all the days is the same. So it's from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Jakarta time. So all the modules are actually structured to best optimize your time and to really minimize the schedule disruption to your work commitment. So again, I highlight here, this is, the school and the program team's commitment to offering this program for the senior executives and to avoid any possible, probably not avoid, but really to minimize any possible disruption to your work schedule. And so I hope this brief introduction gives you some clarity on the program structure and schedule. But I'm not sure, Pak Yos, would you like to elaborate a little bit about the final project structure, how it is like, because it will be spread across a period of time, right?
Yes, thank you, Esther. Yeah, I think, well, on the last semester, the students need to do a final projects, which actually a kind of problem solving, of what they learned during the MBA and then implement it to solve problems that they have in the company or in the industry. So that's actually, of course, in addition to the academic contributions that you have on your final projects, you will also can contribute to your company or to the industry with the solutions that you provide in your final project. So it's going to be held in one semester, on the last semester. So it's for about 4 or 5 months to do a final project like that. So, well, yeah, I think that's about the final project. And also, please also note on the schedule here. Yeah, usually for the SBM-ITB module, we have Saturday and Sunday classes every other weeks. Yeah, so like if you take one module, or we call it in Bahasa Mata Kuliah. Yeah, there was a question about for this module, and is Mata Kuliah, yeah, one course that you take, and it's going to be completed Saturday, Sunday, twice. Yeah, so like 2 times Saturday and Sunday, then you complete one module, and the next moving to the next module like that. So it's going to be modular like that.
Okay, clear enough. But I think, Mas Andrea, you have.
Yeah.
Can I have you on cam? Mas Andrea is asking Esther. Would you like to ask by yourself, Andrea? Hey, yes. Good evening.
Yeah.
Selamat malam, Mas Andrea. Please go ahead with your
Yeah,
question.
thank you very much, Bugita. Just a quick question, actually, Esther, on that part, because
Sure.
you mentioned that the two module will be conducted and will be held in South Korea and then also Taiwan. Just wondering on that part, whether it will be like a full week to complete the modules, or how long actually will it take on
Yep.
that part? And then
Sure.
my second question, actually, if I may, is actually related to the schedule that Pak Yos and also you have already explained earlier. Because basically, may I confirm whether, suppose like for the first week, I mean in the first week, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it will be Aalto module to be completed within that week. And then for the second week, it will be ITB modules. And then for the third week, it will be come back to Aalto module and continues based on the schedule here. Am I correct? If not, that will you mind to clarify and explain a
Sure.
bit on that part? Thank you.
Right. And thanks a lot, Andrew, for this question. So maybe I'll address the first question first with regards to, how long would it take for the overseas class? So the overseas class in South Korea and in Taiwan will also only take 3 days. So one full weekend on Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. So the actual live online or like face-to-face session will be done during these 3 days consecutively. Of course, if I were to still elaborate a little bit, as with all modules, sometimes there are some pre-work for you to do that happens at your own time before the module. And of course, after the module, if there's take-home assignment, then that is something you do also at home after the face-to-face or live online delivery. So I hope this answer your first question. With regards to your second question to the schedule, the short answer is no. I think the schedule is not so hectic. Of course, when the full schedule is out, you will receive them in more details. But essentially, what it means is that, for example, if you have this module with Aalto-IE this weekend, well, maybe the next ITB module is then held on the second week. So on week 1, you did the module with Aalto-IE. If the ITB module is indeed on second week, yes, then there is the week 2, there is a module with SBM ITB, and then there's a break because the structure is always every 2 weeks. So on week 2, you attend the first session on one of the SBM ITB module, and then the next session for the same module will happen in week 4. So on week 3, there wouldn't be anything at all. It's more for you to, digest what you have learned and prepare for the next session. So if it's a back-to-back situation between the modules with Aalto-IE and with SBM ITB, I think that is how the situation would be. So it wouldn't be back-to-back in the sense that in between the SBM ITB modules, there will still be an Aalto-IE module. So no, it wouldn't be like this. Yeah, and I can share very upfront because for one semester, it spans over 5 to 6 months. So if I put this in perspective, if you look at, for example, semester 1, there is 4 modules conducted. And if SBM ITB module spans over only 3 weeks, week 1 is the delivery, week 2 is the rest week, and then the third week is to finish the delivery mode. We can easily have 1 module per month. So then it actually means that, for example, on the second month, when we have Aalto-IE modules, you will only be attending face-to-face or attending live online during that 3 days consecutively in that month. Yeah, so I hope this clarify, and if not, please don't hesitate to ask your question.
Thank you very much. It's crystal clear.
That's answering your question, yeah, Mas Andrea. Yes, you would like to say something and comment on the question of Mas Andrea? Please go ahead,
Right.
Pak Yos.
I think as Seth already explained clearly on that module, meaning that you finish one module and move to the next module. So it's not going to be sandwiching between half of the
Yeah.
ITB module and half of Aalto module. Actually, Aalto module can be done in 1 week. ITB module, because the SKS, the hours that you have to take is more, and then you have to have 2 weekends, 2 weekends, which is in the space of 2 weeks like that. So again, but in between there will not be any classes. Yeah, but you may have like a take-home exam or midterm or final exam that you will have. Yeah, of course, Esther mentioned that before class there may be pre-class assignment and everything. So I think this kind of meaning that's the the process of learning is not just inside the class but also outside the class as well as the other program also doing that.
Okay, generally, can I simplify a bit? So, for example, here, teman-teman semua, yeah. So, for example, just for example, if your class commencement is January, so usually we start the perkuliahan, the class would start in February. For example, for February and 1 month, week 1 and week 3, it's going to be only one module. For example, business ethics and law and sustainability. For for Saturday and Sunday on week 1, and then week 2 and for week 2 you will be having, for example, a midterm examination, and then going to week 3 still on business law and sustainability, and then going to week 4, it's going to be final exam and one module finished. Okay, so basically it's going to be like that. And also in March, you will be having the Aalto-ITB modules for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's it, 3 days, and then you will finish, for example, people in organizational leadership. Am I correct? Your first module to be delivered, Aspen?
Yes, yes. And maybe I
Okay.
just make a slight clarification here as well. So the 3 days of live online session on Zoom will finish. But again, like what Pak Yos mentioned, of course, there is, for example, the take-home assignment, so that
Of
we can
course.
give a couple of weeks for you to do at your own time, and you have to submit that before the due date. And that really is very crucial for the whole learning experience. So while we over
Yeah.
here in the schedule, we highlight the face-to-face or the live online session, I hope we don't also neglect that, of course, there's the pre-work and the post-work that is also
Yeah.
very crucial for the entire learning experience. Yeah.
Yes, and then it's also going to be written in the syllabus. Okay. Okay, and then going to April, May, it's going to be the same arrangement. Basically, as Faiz mentioned, it's going to be modular. So one module finished, and then we're going to another module. Okay, thank you so much. And then we can go to the next slide. Yes, this is the top-notch professor from ITB and also Aalto EE. Please go ahead, Pak Yos.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we can come back to that question about module as well later with the schedule as well. Yeah, later on. So when uh in terms of the lecturers or the facilitators in the this program, so as I mentioned before, this combination between academician and practitioners. Yeah. Well, we show here several examples of the practitioners. And yeah, I think academician, you have a lot of we have a lot of professors from ITB. Yeah, maybe here we can have myself. I'm teaching decision making and negotiation. Pak Yudo Anggoro teaching business ethics, law, and sustainability. But outside those academicians, we have also practitioners who can also lecturing in our class, because that's going to be important, that student also learning from business persons or people in the governments here. Like we can see here, Pak Ahmad Juniarto, who was the president director of geothermal energy, and Dr. Agung Wicaksono is the now with the IKN, yeah, Deputy for Finance and Investment in IKN, and also other practitioners from company like Grab, venture capital like MDI and Jawara Venture, and also Pak Jaki Musli from Marcus Institute, yeah, and as well as Pak Sudirman Said, yeah, the candidate doctor, yeah, of in SPM ITB. So and it will be combined with professors from and practitioners from Aalto University. Perhaps Esther can introduce some of them here.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Pak Yos. So from Aalto EE side, I mean, we will have many faculty members. They are actually not just teaching, but mainly a lot of them are also practitioners themselves. So if I just quote some example, we have here Mr. Ben Notnago, our senior advisor at Aalto-ITB. Besides being a guest lecturer at our institution at Aalto-ITB, he is also a guest lecturer at other institutions such as the Cash Business School, Shanghai Jiao Tong University, and in fact, he himself has very extensive coaching and consulting experience working with companies like ABB, Finnair, GE, HP, and a lot more others. And perhaps if I highlight another faculty member, we have Dr. Robin Gustafsson here. He is our associate professor at Aalto University, as well as a founder to the Play My Strategy. And his research has been published in top-tier journals and have worked with countless SMEs and MNCs in facilitating their strategy work. So in fact, in the list here, all of them have been teaching in Aalto-ITB for the longest time, and most of them are also in the business. So I'm sure you will enjoy the session with them, not only to learn from their expertise, but also to hear about their experience and their perspectives, their challenges and success. Yeah. So I'll briefly share here, and I'll pass the time back to Gita.
Okay, thank you so much, Esther. And for the next slides, we're going to talk about how to enroll this program. This is very crucial because we're going to open the online registration starting in September for January 2024 class commencement. So your class will begin, I think, in the first week of February, ya Pak Yos, ya. Not in January anymore, if I'm not mistaken, looking through the ITB calendar. Yeah, so if you wish to enroll this program, make sure you have the TPA. TPA is now conducted by Bapanas, or you can go to TPA at ITB. We call it UPDA, yeah, with a minimum score of 475. Okay, and you should get your IELTS as well before you enroll this program. The minimum score will be 6.5. That's for total overall band, and minimum for writing score is 5.5. Okay, and also for the second step, you would do the registration to both FDM ITB and Aalto-ITB. When it comes to FDM ITB, we're going to have it like online registration, and the link of the online registration would be in our website. Later on, we will give you the link for how to do the online registration. Meanwhile, for Aalto-ITB, you can simply just fill in the form. Okay, and then complete the admission confirmation, and then after you've done all the process of online registration and registration to Aalto-ITB, and then you have done the TPA and IELTS, we will invite you to join our business case assessment. It's going to be like a focus group discussion. You will be having a business case to read, yeah, and then you're going to discuss that business case with our faculty members, such as with Pak Yos, for example. Okay, so important admission date, yeah, online registration starts in September. I'm sure that I have all your email address. So by the time the online registration open from ITB site, we will inform you, of course. Okay, and the class commencement, as I mentioned before, is for January 2024 intake, but the enrollment would start in September and the closing or the deadline of this registration, I think, although we haven't have a fixed schedule from the ITB center, but it's going to be somewhere in December 2024. But make sure you apply as soon as possible because the quota is applied for this program. For admission fee, it's on your screen, 750. It's rupiah, Indonesian one, and the tuition fee for this program is Singaporean dollar, 34,000. Okay. So if you're interested, please start yourself with get yourself a TPA or UPDA. Mas Greg here from admission team will send you the link how to apply for UPDA ITB or TPA Bapenas, and then you can get the IELTS score as well as soon as possible. Remember, minimum score 6.5. Okay, so what happened to next slide? So as you can see, this is our alumni for the partnership between ITB and Aalto in 2013 up until 2018. We have from IKEA. This is what we call the senior executive program. Yeah, we have Jackie as the area manager for IKEA. And then Pak Vernon, Director for Marketing for RI, Rekadaya Elektrika, and then Jermia works for Pertamina Hulu Rokan at the moment, and Pak Danardono, and also some international programs, for international students that we have. And also Bu Megawati Ki is also our alumni from the previous partnership between ITB and Aalto. She's now the Regional Director, Cloud Indonesia and Malaysia, Google. Okay, and next slide. I think, yeah, if you need, or ask about the enrollment process, how to enroll, please go to our website, and the latest information about this program is going to be written on the website. And also, please feel free to ask your question through our official WhatsApp number, and my colleague from admission would answer it as soon as possible. Okay, I think it's a thank you. Thank you so much. And if you have a question, please do raise your hand. Yeah, on the feature of Zoom, and I'm sure either Esther, Pak Yuka, or Pak Yos will be very, very happy to assist you. Okay, Nawang. Mas Nawang or Mbak Nawang? Can I have you ask a question by yourself? Mas, Mbak,
Hey,
Ha,
Gita.
Nawang?
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm not wearing my hijab, so came off.
Right,
Sorry.
that's right. Yes, so it's Kak Nawang. Yeah. What's your question there? Can you just ask the question directly to either our speakers? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I find the program is very interesting, but because I will funding it by myself, so I just asking about the scholarship program. Is there any scholarship program for this Glemba? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, who wants to go first? This one is a very, very tough question to answer.
Yeah.
You just made our night, ya, Kak Nawang, ya. Go ahead, Pak Yos. You want to start?
Yeah, well, it's challenging question actually. So yeah, I think well we as you know that we in Indonesia we have what to say scholarship, yeah, that you can of course I'm not sure, we haven't checked with BDP whether they are also open for that, I would say, for this double degree between Aalto and university, and but actually there are some, from our experience, there are some what to say opportunity to get a scholarship for a double degree. But on our case, we need to check, yeah, Gita, on that whether FPDP can be used for these programs. Yeah, and well, we going to discuss that more on that. Yeah, the possibility to get scholarship. Yeah, it can be perhaps partials or what to say, some reductions of your tuition fee in these programs. Yeah, maybe Esther can also add on that part.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't start with the scholarship because that is not that's not something that is available at the moment. But then
Yeah.
I will highlight that actually the payment structure is actually spread out across a few different installments. So that is also something usually quite helpful for our participants to work out the finances throughout the 18 months program with us as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuka, you want to comment on this? Yuka?
Not really, I don't have much to add. I mean, yeah, as a public university and being part of it, we are not really in a position to, as a university, provide scholarships. There might be indeed some other ones that are available to, unfortunately, I personally don't know the Indonesian scholarship availabilities as such, but hopefully they will be able to help. But of course, I mean, of course, this is easy for me to say, but we try to still put the tuition fees so that it's, let's say, competitive in the sense that you have two top schools here. You know, top schools from Finland, which has known to have one of the best education systems in the world. You may have heard of that quite a lot. Tend to become #1 in all kinds of rankings, and the best business schools from Indonesia, right? So it's really truly a solid program. We talk about the accreditation and all this stuff, right? So the value of the education as such should be there. Of course, I understand the concerns always of the tuition fees, having done that myself in the past. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, if you look at that over long term, and is that it is an investment that pays off, right? So yeah, I hope that you will be able to look at it like that. But that's all.
Sure. So it's not a tuition fee. Maybe we just having a typo on that. Not tuition fee, but investment. But now, so let me just clear this out. There is no beasiswa, no scholarship for this program, but Nawang. But then again, as Pak Yos mentioned, we also not sure about the LPDP because LPDP usually for the main campus. Our main campus is actually in Bandung, and the programs are conducted in Bandung. Okay. But when Esther said it's going to be installment, so not both in like at the beginning of your application, but yes, it's going to be installment. Okay. When it comes to Aalto, it's going to be like two installments, or the same with ITB, so 4 installments. Two installments. Okay, so what happened is that when we set the investment, the Singaporean dollar for 34,000 is like half would be transferred to Aalto, and then half going to be an ITB side. So when it comes to Aalto, the installment is going to be like 2 times. When it comes to ITB, the installment is going to be 4 times higher as the semester.
Yeah, following the semester, yes.
Following the semester. Okay, so it's going to be 4 times. Okay, Kak Nawang, hopefully we answer your question.
Nawang, actually, yeah, Mbak Nawang.
Mbak Nawang, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think there was question about the degree title from ITB.
Yeah.
We give it. Yeah, maybe Esther can add to that.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
From Pa Andrea, yes. Go ahead, Esther.
So for the degree title, I mean the name on the certificate, it would be called Aalto-ITB Executive MBA. And of course that is issued by Aalto University, naturally. Yeah.
Okay, and from the ITB side, it's going to be MBA, yeah, Pak? Okay. Is that answering your question, Pak Andia? I think we already answered the tuition fee, about the tuition fee, or social about the investment. Yes. Okay. 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 Thank you so much for your jempol. That's a fun mail there. Any more questions? Can I like just like go through all the questions? Um, I think we have answered all the questions. Am I right? The competition? Okay.
Yeah, well,
Before we,
there's
yeah,
question about it. There's question
yeah.
about the communication. Well, there's this one from Yeni Aprilia. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
contents and communication will be in English. Yes, yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think we use English in Jakarta, well, in MBA as well as the Aalto University.
Okay. And also, Mbak Naning here. Yeah. So we will only have the auto modules in 3 days a month. Yes, Esther. Yes, but Esther is like highlighting. Don't forget about your time to review and then do the assignments. Please go ahead, Esther.
Yes.
Just remind them once again.
Yes, and maybe I structure it like this. So for all Auto EE modules, we follow a 6-week cycle that we say in one module. So in the 6-week cycle, there is 3 weeks in front. For the pre-assignment is for you to read up the materials that we have provided you, for you to align and have some basic understanding of the program, and of course to do a pre-assignment, some questions for the participants and for the faculty to understand your level of understanding about the topic. And then there is the 3 days consecutively intense session that we have been talking about. So all the schedule that you see, it actually falls under the 3 days delivery. So then after the 3 days, there is the take-home assignment that I mentioned earlier on. Again, it's another 3 weeks given to you at your own time to do it during that period and complete your understanding, and of course, for the faculty to grade you and for you to assess your learning from the module. So this entire 6 weeks, maybe I should say like this, a module is 6 weeks equivalent, but the face-to-face or the live online via Zoom session would be only 3 days consecutively. Yes, I hope this clarifies.
Of course, that clarifies a lot. Thank you so much, Esther. Okay, so we've got no more question, and we are running out of time because actually we have only like a 1 hour info session. My Greg here, my admission team, get the contact. Yeah, we are easily to be contacted by WhatsApp or email. And I need also to remind you, don't forget, if you wish to enroll this program, the online registration would start in September. Yeah. And also prepare yourself for the UPDA or TPA and also your IELTS. Yeah. And also, the admission team got a, what do I call it? Yeah, like a token of appreciation for Mas Andrea. Yeah, and also Mbak Nawang, you can get our sort of like a souvenir, yeah, for throwing us a very, very comprehensive question. Yeah, you can get it in our campus, yeah, while you can have a sightseeing on the Jakarta campus of ITB as well. And also, thank you so much, Esther and Pak Yuka, Pak Yos. I know you'll be having an, like a tiring day, but up until this, not really late at night, but quite late as well, but you still have put your best smile on the screen just for these participants. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure that people now, many participants would be mesmerized by your explanation. Thank you so much. And also thank you so much, participants. We always look forward for your application. Please do not hesitate to contact us by website, by email, by WhatsApp. Yeah, we will be very, very happy to serve your question. Thank you so much for your time. Ya,
Thank you.
bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu semua, thank you so
Same.
much. Stay safe, and I hope to see you in January as our students of this Aalto-ITB Executive MBA in Indonesia. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.